Hey Libra, welcome guys. So glad you tuned in today. So we're going to be doing a 5-minute read today, and I wanted to cover in this 5-minute read the biggest change that you're going to see in your life for 2022. So this upcoming year, what is the biggest change that Libra is going to notice? Because life is fluid, it is ever changing. So obviously something is going to change for us in this next year. There's going to be some sort of evolution, some sort of growth, some sort of a big difference. I want to know what the biggest one is going to be. And so we had a bunch of cards fall out here. So we have indecision. Interesting. So it might be a big decision that you have to make, and this is almost like a fork in the road kind of thing. Angel of love. This might be a romantic decision. This might even involve healing our heart, or whether to get back out into the world again. Maybe we're met with a couple of different opportunities for romance and have to sort of choose which way we want to go. I also have door to spirit. Interesting, guys. This might refer to your third eye, to your intuition, to being open to that other side of things, and maybe recognizing signs that spirit is giving you, and this might help you in making your decision. I also have goddess of the moon. Interesting. So she's definitely speaking to that intuitive side. She's speaking to that spiritual side of yourself and sort of delving into that. And that might be a big part of what this decision is. And maybe even this angel of love. This might be all about healing your heart, about personal growth and spiritual growth this year. It might come from a heartbreak, and this is sort of what triggered this need to make a new decision and to move in a new direction in your life. I also have the 7th chakra. Interesting. So this chakra does represent your spirituality as well. So you might already be a very intuitive person. Maybe there is some sort of a trigger in your life that is making you feel like this is something that you need to delve a little bit deeper into, something that you're desiring a deeper connection for. And it could even be a loss. Maybe you lost somebody close to you, and you're wanting to be able to sort of still have that connection with them, even though they're on the other side. And you might be spiritually inclined, like intuitive, like myself, like other readers as well. And you're just looking to sort of hone that skill to have that connection. I do have the 8 of Wands. This 8 of Wands can represent travel. It can represent communication. It can represent swift change. I do see the word communication when I look at this card. So in this read, this card is going to be speaking to communication, and it is tied to the other side. It is tied to somebody that you lost. It is tied to whatever guides you have in your life on the other side that help you to move forward, help you in making decisions. I also have the Page of Swords. This Page of Swords can represent disappointing or delayed news. When he speaks to a youth, like a person, it would be a youth more often than not, or a younger adult. Sometimes somebody who can be selfish, and somebody who can be arrogant as well. If you've lost somebody, you might have lost somebody who was young. And that would be what this card would represent. You're desiring for that connection. Or maybe this is something that you're dealing with in your life, and you have a young one who's acting out because of a loss, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with it. You're looking for guidance maybe from the other side as well. It could just represent that disappointing news that was sort of the catalyst for all of this to begin with. I do have the Queen of Cups. So this Queen of Cups, she definitely represents emotion in this read. So she's speaking to the emotional side of you, finding that healing, finding that fulfillment, being able to fill up your own cup again. This is tied to angel of love. This is tied to healing your heart. This is tied to being able to find that deeper connection and move forward. I also have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is all about new beginnings. Pentacles does tend to speak to finances. This might tie into the decision that you're having to make, a very careful decision about your future, about a new beginning that would include some sort of a financial change too. I do have the 6 of Cups. I see the word children when I look at that 6 of Cups, and this might be part of your big decision too, is that whatever path you take, it's going to affect others in your life as well. And maybe they're in need of a new beginning along with you, and that's what you're trying to build. You're trying to rebuild your life. You're trying to rebuild a new chapter, and you have little ones to look after too. I also have the 5 of Swords, which represents selfish or short one victories at the cost of others. This is someone else. This is someone else who you're having to deal with. Somehow connected to these kids too. I feel these cards connected. And this might be the other parent of these children. Maybe we're thinking about a relationship coming to an end and starting a new beginning because whatever we have isn't working for whatever reason. If it's toxic, or the two of you just aren't getting along, or seeing eye to eye, or just ready to make a split, have a fresh start, whatever this is. But this Five of Swords is somebody who is willing to have you lose so that they can win. So that's something that you need to be aware of as well. And this might also tie into this Page of Swords and somebody who is selfish and someone who is arrogant. I also have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can speak of a higher learning. He can speak of an institution. So I've heard marriage called an institution before. So we might be talking about a marriage here, a marriage possibly coming to an end, or trying to decide in the next year if this is the direction that you want to go. I also have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles does represent balance. It can represent abundance, and it can represent generosity as well. This might tie into the entire change that you're going through. But this would not be... It's funny because I almost feel it connected to the Five of Swords. But this Five of Swords person is not somebody who would be generous. So this might be a different situation. This might be maybe a negotiation through... it might even be through the courts, because that is also an institution as well, where there's going to be balance. There's going to be some sort of financial balance so that you're able to have your new beginning with the children as well, because this person, they're not someone who would give it to you on their own. That's something that you would have to push for. I also have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, it does speak to lies. It speaks to deceit. It's tied to this Five of Swords person. And it's probably what brought about this change to begin with. I do believe it's tied to the Eight of Wands as well, which again represents communication in this read. This was something that you had to learn. These were untruths that you had to find out that then probably brought things to an end. But I feel like you already knew what it was before it was communicated, because we have all these intuitive cards. So I feel like it wasn't a real shocker. You kind of saw it coming. But definitely it brought about this change, or this need for change, this need for a new beginning. Alrighty guys, so it looks like it's going to be some ups and downs in this upcoming year, but I do see positivity for the future. I see hope for the future, for a transition, for a brighter way of being, and leaving negativity behind. Alright, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Take care.